Hey guys, part 2 of the story Fanfic, and this tale is called When the Quiet is Louder, still in Derry's POV. I didn't even have to answer the phone this time to know what it meant. The secretary's voice came through, careful and professional, but a careless strain underneath it. Mr. Curtis, the principal would like to see you again regarding Ponyboy. Again. I thanked her, hung up, and just stood there in the middle of the house for a second. The late afternoon slanting through the window and lighting up dust in the air. A few days ago, I thought maybe we've gone through to him. Maybe being called out, maybe hearing how close he was to slipping, had snapped something back into place. Apparently not. I got my jacket and called Soda on the way out. He's in trouble again? Soda asked, of disbelief mixing with worry. Not trouble, I said slowly. They said he's withdrawn. That was worse. Soda met me at the school steps. He leaned against the railing, arms crossed, chewing the inside of his cheek like he did when he was nervous. This ain't like him, he said as he walked inside. Pony don't go quiet unless something's wrong. I know, I said. The hallway felt familiar now in a way I didn't like. The same polished floors seemed echo of the distant locker slamming, the same office door with frosted glass. Point was sitting in the same chair as last time. Only this time, he wasn't slouched. He wasn't grinning. He wasn't doing anything at all. His hands were folded neatly in his lap, his shoulders drawn inward like he was trying to make himself smaller. His hair fell into his face, but he didn't bother pushing it away. He didn't even look up when Soda and I approached. Hey, Pony, So said gently. Ponyboy nodded once. That was it. My chest tightened. Inside the office, Mr. Reynolds looked more concerned than annoyed this time. That scared me more than any lecture ever could. Thank you for coming in again, he said. Please, sit. We did. Ponyboy sat between Soda and me, staring straight ahead at the wall behind the desk. Mr. Reynolds sighed. Today's issue is different. I waited. Ponyboy didn't disrupt class, he continued. He didn't speak at all. He didn't respond when called on. Didn't participate in group discussion. Didn't complete the in-class assignment. Soda frowned. Maybe he was just having a bad day. The principal nodded. That's what we thought. But when we asked if he was feeling unwell or needed to see the nurse, he didn't respond. I turned to Ponyboy. Is that true? Silence. Ponyboy? I said, softer this time. Ponyboy nodded. He nodded once, barely noticeable. Mr. Reynolds leaned forward. His teacher was concerned enough to send him here. This isn't typical teenage disengagement. This is absence. That word echoed in my head. I cleared my throat. Has something happened at school? Bullying? Trouble with other students? Ponyboy didn't answer. So I leaned closer to him. Pony, come on. You gotta say something, buddy. Nothing. But my frustration rise, sharp and hot, but I forced it down. Yelling wouldn't help. It never did when he shut down like this. Did we do something wrong? I asked quietly. That got a reaction. Ponyboy's fingers tightened together, knuckles going pale, his jaw clenched, and for a second I thought he might actually speak. But then he swallowed and shook his head once. No, he whispered. It was so quiet, I almost missed it. Mr. Reynolds exchanged a look with us. I'm not interested in punishment, he said. I'm concerned about Ponyboy's well-being. I nodded. So are we. The meeting ended without attention, without warnings, just concern. Just that heavy, uncomfortable feeling that something was slipping through our fingers. Outside, the sky was gray, thick with clouds that looked like they'd been hanging there for days. We walked to the truck in silence. so opened the passenger door for Ponyboy. You hungry? Yes, we could grab some. Ponyboy shook his head. I started the engine, but didn't pull out right away. I started straight ahead, hands gripping the steering wheel. You don't gotta be funny, I said finally. You don't gotta be loud, you don't gotta be perfect. Ponyboy stared out the window. But you gotta be here, continued. You can't disappear on us. His shoulders trembled slightly. So I reached back from the front seat and rested a hand on Ponyboy's knee. We need you, kid. That did it. Ponyboy's breath hitched, and he curled in on himself just a little, pressing his forehead against the cold glass of the window. He didn't cry. Not really. But the silence broke in a way that hurt worse than tears. I tried, he whispered. When I talked, I got in trouble. When I didn't, I still did. My throat closed. I pulled the truck over, turned around in my seat and looked at him. Really looked at him. Not the kid genius, not the class clown. Just my little brother, tired and confused and carrying more weight than he ever should have had to. You don't gotta choose between being yourself and being good, I said. You're allowed to take up space, and you're allowed to be quiet, but not like this. He finally looked at me, eyes dull and shadowed. You don't gotta disappear to make things easier for us, I said, voice breaking despite myself. You never did. So I nodded. You being you never made things harder. Not once. Ponyboy wiped his face with his sleeve. Embarrassed, like he always was when emotion slipped out. I just didn't want to mess it up again, he said. Reached back and squeezed his shoulder. Messing up ain't the same as being lost. The cloud outside finally cracked. Rain started to fall in soft, uneven drops against the windshield. As I drove us home, Ponyboy leaned back in his seat, eyes closed, breathing slow and steady, still quiet, but not gone. And then for the first time that day, that was enough.